You can always edit a bad page, but you can never edit a blank one. I'm going to cure your writer's block instantly, once and for all, forever. If you ever experience it again, then just come back here and watch this video again, because this truly is the cure for any form of writer's block, whatever you're writing. So you can cure writer's block with this one simple sentence, which is give yourself permission to write rubbish. Now the truth is what you write probably isn't rubbish, but writer's block is largely created by overthinking, right? Thinking too much about what you are writing. Let's take a moment to think about what writer's block actually is. So as the name suggests, it's something that is blocking your creative flow, and that something is usually the need for perfection, the need to be good, or to write well, or to choose the right idea, or the perfect story and the perfect words to be working on. Put another way, it's the need to avoid looking stupid. And this manifests in our lives in a huge number of ways, outside writing as well. I've seen hundreds of authors over the years sit on books for years and finally publish them 5, sometimes 10 years later, and then regret not publishing it much sooner. So the first step to overcoming writer's block is to remove that need for perfection altogether. Now, I won't just leave you there. I'm going to actually tell you how to do this. So first thing is to open your Word doc or whatever program you like to write in. Think about what you wish you could write if you weren't blocked. Set a timer for 3 minutes, no more, no less, and just give yourself permission to write rubbish. And go. Write as much as you can in those 3 minutes. Now, if the words still don't flow instantly, go one step further and make yourself deliberately write rubbish. And that's it. That really is all there is to it. Congratulations, you've now removed the block and are writing again. Now, the objection you might have at this point is that you don't want to write rubbish. You want to write quality. And as you start writing, you might even hear a little voice inside your head that says, "This is awful. That sentence is terrible. Why did I choose that idea? Oh, I'm no good at this. Like, just stop now. You're going to look foolish." And that voice is writer's block. That voice is your inner critic. And like it or not, you actually need that voice. It actually has your best interests at heart. That voice is the last line of defense against looking stupid. It doesn't want you to be judged poorly by putting rubbish out into the world, but we don't need that voice just yet. It's not time for that voice. It's jump the gun, because what we are writing at the moment is not going out into the world. It's criticizing something that actually doesn't exist yet, right? Something we don't even know will ever get published. And that protection is what's blocking you. So for now, we ignore that inner voice and get the ideas onto the page of the screen. Type furiously and just let the ideas flow. You might be thinking, right, that's easier said than done. And in a moment, I'll give you the exact formula to actually shut that inner critic up for good. Until, of course, the time is right for us to use that critic. Now, writing is a process, and getting your ideas on page is only a very small part of that process. The whole process has 4 parts. First, you give shape to your idea by turning it into a story or mapping out what you want to say. Second, you get it written down. And third, you make sure those words express your idea effectively. And then finally, number 4, is where you fine-tune the reader experience. This is the editing to make sure that the reader is going to enjoy and really savor your writing. Writer's block happens when you blend these parts of the process and they all get jumbled up at once. So I did promise to give you a way to silence your inner critic until the time is right. And here's how you do it. You make a deal with it. Tell your inner critic you'll give it a chance to voice any criticisms it has later before you show your writing to anyone. See, once it knows you're not being reckless, it will just go quiet and let your creativity flow. but you must give it its chance to be critical afterwards when the time is right. Because if you send sloppy first drafts out into the world, that critic, that inner voice, is not going to trust you in the future, and that block will just return. So give yourself permission to write rubbish and then strengthen what you've written later. That is how you cure writer's block instantly, every single time. Try it now and let your ideas flow. If you enjoyed this video about curing writer's block, why not improve your writing even more with these top writing tips from author Margaret Atwood.